Forgot the chord start on leaves. Uh oh. I'm gonna have to practice in the morning. I'm gonna be a Jacob Collier. That's how I'm gonna do it. So today I paid a visit to my professor. I paid a visit to my professor, and and um it was awesome, to say the least. Um, like he at the time he would like I went up the stairs in my college, and I go to his room, and um he's helping out a student. I was like, okay, well, it's about like 40 minutes until his office hours is over. I'm gonna wait here and see if if they get done early. So I wait there, and I'm working on the like the advertisement for this stream, and like maybe like 10-12 minutes later, they get done, and I go in there, and the last time I talked to my professor, I was really sick, like really sick, and I walk in there, and I knock on the door, and he's like, "Hey, Abel." And like I was like, hey, like, hey, I know the last time we talked, like I was sick, like I don't have COVID. I didn't have COVID. He's like, oh, okay. I was like, hey, you mind if I sit? And he's like, sure. And so, like, I got to tell him all the cool things that I'm doing, like now, because like last time I paid him a visit, it was before the new year. And like, here's the thing, like I'm not taking classes with him. I have a really good relationship with my professor, and he's a really good mentor to me, and what was it? So I got to tell him about this, like these streams that I do. I got to tell him the project that I'm working on, Music Arcade, and I got to tell him about how I've kind of leveled up in a way, like through the time, I told him I was doing so much. He was really happy, and then I told him the whole process, man. I was noticing how he was, kind of talking, or kind of like responding. Like he was genuinely smiling. Like man, that's a really big thing, man. When you get to talk to someone about what you love, right? It's really useful to have someone to that will listen, and they won't make it about themselves. It's like, well, good. Like he was like, good. That's good. Like how is that helping you? And then we got into like really different conversations about all of the stuff, and I just kept talking, and he was listening with enthusiasm. And then he noticed my ankle weights. I have ankle weights. I walk with them. and he's like, yeah, I see you got ankle weights. I was like, yep, they're 10 pounds each. And he's like, okay, well, let's see how long you can keep that up. And I was like, well, I've been consistent every day for since September with the things that I like to do. So this might be another thing I like to do. We'll see. And if I don't do it, like that's something I got to try. Like I don't have to commit tomorrow. Tomorrow hasn't come yet. Like I'll do it as the time comes. And that's how habits are formed, by the way, right? With the pressure of not worrying about having to do it later. It's like you do it when you find it useful. If it happens to be useful every day, and then you do it every day, and you happen to do it every day, then congratulations, you might have a good habit, that you've developed. That's something to keep in mind. And so he saw the kind of progress that I've been making, ever since my last visit. It made me happy. It made me really smile after that last visit, because like he genuinely knew that I was doing things for myself, and that I wanted to help people along the way too. Genuinely, man, it's like what else could we want? what else could a teacher want? And I'm like Like, I'm making him proud. Like, man, that guy taught me so much. Um, like, like, yes. Anyway, that was a story that made me feel good. But yeah, and like here's the thing. Notice how in all of these stories that I'm telling you, like, I get to do things, right? Like I get to put on ankle weights that that allow me to exercise as I'm walking. I get to do these streams. I get to work on my projects, right? Like I get to share things with many people, right? I never say like, oh, I have to do it, man. Like 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 well, when we say we have to do something, it's like well, if we don't do it, there's consequences, right? But when we generally say like let's get to do things, like when I get to do things, it's like, well, how do I get to do things better? And as we talked about, that comes with feedback, right? It's not consequences like the things that we have to do. So the more that we look at the things that we have to do as things that we get to do, the more the things that happen afterwards become positive. And that's something to really think about. Like I get to not have bad breath when I brush my teeth, right? I get to have nice looking teeth afterwards. I get to not have bleeding gums if I I get to not have bleeding gums, when I floss. Yes, that's awesome. I get to have a healthy hygiene when I as I do those things. I get to have a softer face when I put on lotion. When I put lotion on my face, and I do that, because because it takes care of my skin, and then I get to have taken care of skin. I get to have that stuff. It's like I don't worry about the things that that are consequences, because those things worry me, right? And what's the use of worrying? Well, we've already talked about that. It's a motivator, but it's a costly one. It really is.